I want to quickly touch on something because you brought up Romeo being one and done. And I think that when you look at the NIL that's now instilled into the NCAA,
Did you saw?
that
Speaking
obviously
of that, Kwani, you see Deion's son commercial during the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's I mean, I don't know if anyone. I've never. That was the first time I ever seen a college kid
in a
commercial ever.
Super Bowl ad at that.
Yes, like this is what people were talking about. And I know Deion's mama was in the commercial and Deion was in the commercial, but his son was in the commercial with his name on there. So go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, but you're making the perfect point, and I wanted to bring it up because a player like Romeo, who still needed to develop a little bit more at the collegiate level, how do you think moving forward NIL will affect players staying a little bit longer in college, developing, and then obviously being more prepared when they come into the league?
Oh, it's another option that they have now. Before it was like the only way that I can get mama out the hood is I got to turn pro. But now I get to kick it on campus. I get to average my 12, 13 points a game, and company X, Y, and Z gonna pay me how much?
Right.
And I got to do that. And I'm projected to be maybe a mid to late first round pick. I ain't going a damn place.
Right.
I'm good. Yeah. Golden State, Boston, Cleveland, y'all ain't going nowhere, and neither am I. We good.
Yeah, I do. I don't know how much it's going to deter kids from really coming out. Now, I'm not saying maybe one or two, but I just think now the philosophy is if I'm a first round pick, I'm coming out. Then I'm gonna take my chances.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, and unfortunately for a guy like Romeo, like he came into the league hurt. You know, he had that wrist injury, and then he broke really had another severe wrist injury in the bubble, and then he got COVID, and then ankle and all that. Like he just wasn't physically ready. But who's going to tell him he isn't? You know, he did what he thought he could do at Indiana. He got the hell up out of there and thought he was ready for the league. I don't know how much the NIL is really going to discourage or encourage guys to stay in school when they feel like they're a first-round pick. Romeo looked at the draft board and said, oh, I'm mid-first round, I'm a lottery. You know, and people, I don't agree with this, but people say, well, if you're a lottery pick, you got to come out. I don't think so. There's a sure as hell money difference between 14 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking to a scout about a guy named Jalen Noel from Minnesota, who is now balling out, right? He had 28 against the Celtics, second-round pick. If he had stayed in school for his junior year at University of Washington, he probably would have been a lottery pick. Now, he might get paid on the back end, but sometimes patience pays off. But if you're telling these kids they're going to be first-round picks especially, they're going to come out. They feel like they're ready. A lot of these kids do not like school all that much. You know, to me, I loved college, but it's a different time now. These kids have so many options. You look at a guy like Anthony Simons from the Blazers, the IMG Academy, somebody who's going to straight to the G League.
Overtime league.
Like, to me, I just hate that they're missing out on being young and you know, but if somebody paying you $500,000, you're going to go straight to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with it. I understand it. If you're hurting and someone's going to offer you $500,000 and if you don't like school, but I just think college is such a great experience that at least experience it for a while, for a year or two. And then you come out, the NBA ain't going nowhere.
True.
Okay. And there's not too many kids. Oh, they should have come out early. They messed up by staying in school. Those cases are few and far between. Mm-hmm. There's too many cases of kids who came out too early.
Not everyone can be LeBron James. And for those who don't know what NIL, it's the name, image, and likeness policy now with the collegiate athletes, and they can actually make money off of their face being the biggest brand for most of these schools.